速战速决。我的时间很宝贵。不会花费太长时间的。
At your command. At your 1,000 moves in one breath. One should, after all this time, you still tend to war for solutions. One unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet. After all this time, you still tend to war for, after all this time. Strike! And sunder the tide after all this time. Strike! And sunder the tides cleft. Retract after all this time. After all this time. Unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet. 1,000 moves in one. Strike! And unsteady posture, wavering in. Strike! And sunder the tides cleft. Retract and leave no peace. Strike! And after all this time, unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet. 1,000 moves in one breath. After all this time, 1,000 moves in one breath. Strike! And sunder the tide. After all this time, 1,000 moves in one breath.
明白。
Strike! And sunder the tides cleft. 1,000 moves in one unsteady posture. Strike! And sunder the 1,000 moves and after all this time. Strike! Strike! And sunder the tides cleft. Retract. You calmly place your pieces to plot your victory. Doctor.
Non c'è bisogno di fare tanto casino.
Look at this spectacular sight. Alas, after all this time, you still tend to war for solutions. One strike, and sunder the tides cleft. Retract, strike, and sunder the tides cleft. Retract, and leave no peace bereft.
Qui non è successo niente. Assumo le posizioni designate.
One unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet.
La fortuna ti abbandona.
Strike! 1,000 moves in one breath. Unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet. Unsteady posture, wait 1,000 moves in one breath. Strike! And sunder the tides cleft. Retract and leave no peace. Unsteady posture, wait, strike! And sunder the tides cleft.
Elimina gli ostacoli e vai avanti. È l'unico modo per risolvere un problema.
Got it.
Look at this spectacular sight. Alas, it is now a battlefield.
전기톱 오는 소리 잘 들리지?
Strike! And sunder the tides cleft. Retract and leave no peace bereft. At your command. Strike! And sunder the tides cleft. Retract and leave no peace bereft. At your unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet. One should spar from time. Strike! And sunder the tides cleft, retract, and leave no peace bereft. At your command. At your unsteady posture, wavering after all this time, unsteady posture, wavering intent, unsteady posture, wavering in strike, and sunder the strike, and after all this time, unsteady posture, wavering in 1,000 moves in one breath, unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn, unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to after all this time. You still tend to, after all this time, you 1,000 moves in one breath. Strike! And unsteady posture, unsteady posture. After all this time, you still tend to walk. Strike! And sunder the tides cleft. 1,000 moves in one breath. Strike! And sunder the tides. Strike! And sunder the unsteady posture. Strike! And 1,000 moves in one strike! And 1,000 moves in one breath.
Whatever, you don't see any harm in this.
1,000 moves in one breath. Unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet.
Been through an easy battle, you say? You better do it all over again.
The sunset weaves a silken river. Heaven and earth bolster me upon departure.
Questo ti farà tacere. Più fai veloce, meno farà male.
At your command, after all this time, you still tend to war for 1,000 moves in one breath. At your 1,000 moves in one breath.
Questo ti...
After all this time, you still tend to war for solutions. At your strike! And 1,000 moves in one breath.
Qui non è successo niente.
Unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet. 1,000 moves in one breath. 1,000 moves in one breath. After all this time, 1,000 moves in one breath. 1,000 moves in one breath. After all this time, you still tend to war for solutions.
Le tue ultime parole? Non mi interessa.
Strike! And sunder the tides cleft. 1,000 moves in one breath.
Obiettivo avvistato. Ci vorrà solo un minuto. Questo ti farà tacere.
1,000 moves in one breath. After all this time, you still tend to war for solutions.
Obiettivo avvistato. Ci vorrà solo un minuto.
After all this time, you still tend to war for solutions.
Qui non è successo niente.
1,000 moves in one breath.
Mission accomplished.
Elimina gli ostacoli e vai avanti. È l'unico modo per risolvere un problema. Non c'è bisogno di fare tanto casino.
Look at this spectacular sight. Alas, it is now a battlefield.
Vermin.
One, after all this time, you still tend to war for solutions. One, after all this time, you still tend to war for solutions.
Questo ti farà tacere. Più fai veloce, meno farà male.
At your strike, and sunder the tides cleft. Strike, and sunder the tides cleft. Retract. After all this time, you still tend to war for solutions. Unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet. Unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet. After all this time, you still unsteady posture, wavering in 1,000 moves in one, 1,000 moves, 1,000 moves in one breath.
Solidify.
Unsteady posture, wavering in strike, 1,000 moves in one strike, and sunder the tides, 1,000 moves in one. After all this time, you strike, and sunder the tides cleft. Retract. After all this time, you still unsteady posture. After all this time, you still tend to war for solutions. After all this time, you still tend to war for solutions.
Your tactics appear modern, yet the ideas behind them are primitive at their roots. Just who are you?
강습 오퍼레이터의 기준은 엄격해. 내 발걸음에 바짝 달라붙으라고.
不会花费太长时间的。
전기톱 오는 소리 잘 들리지?
你的攻击都在推算范围内。
Call for help immediately if you're injured.
Le tue ultime parole? Non mi interessano comunque. Hai un problema da risolvere. Più fai veloce, meno farà male. Questo ti farà tacere. Assumo le posizioni designate.
비가 무기를 물들여 전장을 끓어오르게 한다.
La fortuna ti ha abbandonato. Ora te la vedrai con me. Più fai veloce, meno farà male. Le tue ultime parole? Non mi interessano comunque. Più fai veloce, meno farà male.
Go ahead, I'll be right there.
Qui non è successo niente.
무의미한 희생 따윈, 대가 없는 승리 따윈 존재하지 않아.
Non c'è bisogno di fare tanto casino. Qui non è successo niente.
不会花费太长时间的。
Assumo le posizioni designate. Master, 私に続け.
明白，看仔细，这才是伊比利亚的至高之术。
Qui non è successo niente. Più fai veloce, meno farà male. Più fai veloce, meno farà male. Questo ti farà tacere. Obiettivo qui non è successo niente.
“明白，给我你的攻击都在推算范围内。”
Qui non è successo niente. Questo ti farà tacere. 最適な布陣を考えてくれ。状況は役目を果たす。La fortuna ti ha abbandonato. Ora te la vedrai con me. Questo ti farà tacere.
Mission accomplished.
完美的结果，难道这也都在你的计算之中？
I need only do as the manual said, yes? 전기톱 오는 소리 잘 들리지?
Le tue ultime parole non mi interessano comunque.
I'll be careful. This is the battlefield. Got it. This may be a little hot. 혹시 어디 갑자기 불 붙으면 그냥 부작용인가 보다 생각해.
Più fai veloce, meno farà male.
How's that?
Hai un problema da risolvere?
Watch out for fires! How's that?
Hai un problema da risolvere?
Show me if it's fine. This may be a little hot.
Obiettivo avvistato. Ci vorrà solo un minuto.
This may be a little hot.
problema da risolvere.
Watch out for fires!
Hai un problema da risolvere?
I'm right here, Doctor. Really? Everyone believes in me.
Obiettivo avvistato. Ci vorrà solo un momento.
Mission accomplished.
No matter how difficult the mission, we can handle it as long as you're here, Doctor. I've never doubted you.